Brett Baty's footsteps were too loud to ignore. He gets the call up after just 16 games, giving Mets fans one less thing to complain about. Elise, what do you think of the decision to call Baty up now?
I mean, for me, you look at the way Escobar, and not just him, but also Vogelback, the way they're hitting. You talk about hitting in this series, and that bottom of the order, looking for a spark, a jolt. And the way Baty has been playing, it's hard to ignore what he's doing. I mean, he really forced his case. And then, like I said, what was happening up in the big leagues kind of just created that opportunity for him to keep into perspective what he's doing down in AAA. And yes, you need to be patient with him when he comes up to the big leagues. He can't repeat what. So he's hitting 400. He has a 500 on base, a slug of 886, an OPS of 1386. His slug and OPS are #1 in the International League. So he's just not the best hitting player on the Mets team in Syracuse. He was also just one of the best hitters in all of the minor league baseball in the International League. So, yeah, I think when you see him come up, you also can expect him to be in that lineup every day, whether it's at DH or third base. I don't think this means Escobar is completely out of the picture and you're not going to see him again, especially just you talk about the veteran presence, the clubhouse guy, the leadership.
And what are some realistic expectations here for Baty from the start?
Well, I think he's going to be the starting third baseman, Sal, unless there is a wicked lefty on the mound, and then you might see Escobar back out there again. But he's going to get the lion's share of time at third. And look, the Mets were watching very closely in his time in the minors what kind of strikes he swung at, how he impacted those strikes. That's a big phrase in player development these days. And they were also checking him out on defense, how he read ground balls versus the speed of the runner who was running, the conditions of the field. He passed all of those things during the time that he was in the minors, which is why they felt good about bringing him up, Sal. So, look, he is ready. Offensively, he was already ready to be in the major leagues, right? I think he proved that long before he had to do any time in the minors this year. And I think that he is here to stay now, and we won't be seeing him in AAA anymore.
What about the move as far as the impact in the clubhouse goes?
Yeah, that's another thing we wanted to discuss. I mean, we think about a team, and everybody likes the rah-rah aspect, 25 pulling for one, but that's not really real life. In your job at home, folks, your coworker gets a promotion. It's not always the greatest thing for you, and you might have some hard feelings. Like, is there an impact like that on the clubhouse?
It can be. I loved what Escobar said. He came out and said he deserves it. Brett Baty's getting called up. He's going to play every day. He's the future of this team. He's earned his playing time. And that's not easy to do because baseball is a finite skill. Your body is going to give out some time. Father Time is undefeated. So eventually you're going to be taken over by the team. The baseball moves on. And to be able to be humble, understanding, and accepting of the future, it's not what a lot of people have done in the past. I've seen for him to be able to allow him to come in. And I'm not sure what they're going to do as far as playing time goes on what roster moves they're going to make. But I think Eduardo Escobar can still be a very important member of this team. His playing time, his batting, his plate appearances might not be what they were, but I still think that he can contribute to this team.
Yeah, I would not be ready to give up on Eduardo Escobar just yet. I think one of the reasons is because the Met fans knew they had Baty down there, keeps putting up these gaudy numbers, Escobar struggling. He's a proven major leaguer. He could be a valuable commodity on this team and expects to go to the postseason.